Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katarina. I'm really happy to have you here. So today we are opening the 10th box envelope in our Papercraft Society Advent Calendar. The contents of the 10th box were designed by My Creative Life, and it is Katie Stilton behind this one. We already had one envelope from her, I think it was day number 2. And today we have this gorgeous stamp set. I really enjoyed working with this. So this stamp set is like an explosive box, like all different little ribbons and confetti and little words jumping out of it. I think it really is such a fun stamp set. I don't have anything like this in my stash, and I was very, very happy to have this one. Now to stamp this, I'm using Versamarking. I just want to show you a little trick here that I often do when it comes to stamp sets with such small stamps in it. Now, don't come for me. I'm not lazy. I just sometimes can't be bothered taking all the little bits and pieces of the acetate. So I removed the actual acetate piece of the stamp set, but I didn't remove the stamps from the backing sheet. So I just taped them with a little bit of a sellotape onto the door of my stamping platform, and I can ink my stamp up in here and just stamp it as it is. That means that I saved myself a lot of time having to remove all those stamps and then I put them back again. Some might call it illegal in the crafting community, but it works for me. I've done this before and I'm pretty sure I will do this again. Once my stamping is done, all I have to do is bring my chamois to it and clean off the whole stamp set as if I was just cleaning individual stamps, put it back in the bag, and I also reduce the risk of losing the teeny tiny stamps in there, which does happen to me sometimes. So yeah, this is a win-win for me. Hey! So before I go to the next step, I just want to mention that this video is part of a collaboration between Monika, Mel and I will leave links to their YouTube channels in the description box below. Please make sure you go over there and check out their videos as well. Monika has been posting daily tutorials, Mel has been posting daily unboxings in a more detailed version of these, so please go over and subscribe to their channels as well. And now I'm going to emboss this with a clear embossing powder, and this just gives me more room to play with in terms of what coloring mediums I want to use. This seals the ink onto the paper so it will not get smudged by the different coloring mediums that we can use. I'm going to be using alcohol markers this time, but as well as that, I love the raised lines that I get from heat embossing. I just love the shiny look. So in here off camera, I colored them in using my alcohol markers by Spectrum Noir, and I went like with a turquoisey orangey combination, and also some little red and a little yellow in there as well. Now, off camera again, I fussy cut these all except the little sprinkles. I didn't even color those in because I knew I wasn't going to cut them out. If I want sprinkles, I could just always stamp them on my background, but I'm not going to be using those this time. This is a top folding 5x7 card, and I also printed and cut the cardstock from Papercraft Society box number 50, which I thought went very well with the color scheme that I had going on in here. So this is cut to 5x7 as well, but it's too chaotic with all the embellishments on top, so I decided to cut a piece of vellum on top of this, also 5x7 inches. So basically it covers up the whole area of my card front. This piece of acetate measures 6x8 inches, and I scored this down on 1/2 inch on all 4 sides, and these are the score lines that I'm folding in here now. And with my scissors, I'm just going to remove all of those corners. So there's a 1/2 inch of a little square in each of those corners, and I don't need those. I'm going to remove them. This will prevent any bulking at all when we are gluing the acetate around our cardstock here. So what I'm going to do is going to wrap the acetate around these pieces of cardstock. I want to cut just teeny tiny bit of these, one of the long side and one of the shorter side, just 1/8 of an inch or not even, is just to prevent the acetate catching the sides of the paper or sides of this cardstock and the vellum when I'm going to wrap it around it, just like that. Now this is much easier to fold over now without creasing the paper. And once this will be done, I'm just going to use double-sided tape to attach it to my card front. So in here I'm just arranging some of the things, just trying to figure out what is the best way to work this. So I needed to cut away a little bit more just from the top because it was still catching on it. Now I'm going to add double-sided tape to 3 sides on the bottom and the 2 sides, and I'm just going to leave the top part open for now, because that will be the part where I will be dropping my shaker elements and little sequins in. If I closed it shut now, obviously I wouldn't be able to do that. I will seal it closed afterwards. So as for the sequins, I decided to use the ones from one of the creative stamping magazines. It was the Snow Globe stamp set version where this sequins came with it. So these are these white with a pearly shine, but like a holographic, like a purplish color shine to them. I love how these look. And I also have some hearts in the same color which I had in my stash, and also these little holographic shiny hearts which I decided to add some. And then I came back and I added some glitter, and these are the crystal chips by Cosmic Shimmer, and I think it's just for something different. It looked nice in there. So now I can seal this completely and cover the back of this whole element, the whole shaker part, in double-sided tape, and I'm going to line this up with the bottom of the front of my card. Now you can see there's a little line of white stripe left on the top. I don't know how I mismeasured anything or what's happened in there, but it looks okay because it's very even. It's a nice straight line, so it looks like as if it was always intended to be that way. So to glue or to stick all of my elements onto the acetate front, the larger bits I have covered in double-sided tape, and for the smaller ones I'm going to use these micro adhesive dots that you can see on the left upper corner in there. I find them really useful for more intricate dies like the little ribbons and confetti in here. So I just remove the backing tape of the double-sided tape on the larger parts and stick them straight onto the acetate. And as for the micro dots, I just remove the protective film from the front. I put one of those intricate dies onto the dot, rub it on, make sure all those dots transfer onto the back of my die cut. Basically, I turn this into a sticker now, and I can stick it down on my acetate just like that. It's so nice and handy to use. I really love these micro dot sheets. So I'm just gonna, I've done it off camera here, magic of editing. So this is again the stamp set from the same Papercraft Society box that I used for the backing paper there. But I decided that happy birthday stamp was just a bit too small for this card. So instead I decided to work with this die from Creative Expressions, which is such an amazing one, because once you run this through your die cutting machine, you get a bunch of birthday sentiments in there, which you will see in a wee minute, but also as well as all the different sentiments that you can use in your card making. You can also use the negative to create a background for your card. Just drop some colors behind it or some pattern paper and it will look absolutely lovely. I used this on a card before. I don't think I recorded it on a video because I had to make it quite quickly. But yeah, it is such a lovely one. So I decided for this card I'm going to use the birthday wishes that you could see in the middle of that die. And I'm gluing these on top of a 4.5 by 6.5 piece of cardstock. It's just a plain white cardstock. And then I'm going to take that orange piece of 4.75 by 6.75, and it's the same orange I cut the sentiment out of, and I glued it on the inside of my card. I was struggling to get it standing here, but the only reason behind it is my glass mat. So the acetate was sliding on it. Look, it stands up perfectly on a piece of cardstock. It is such a lovely card. I really love the colors. It's really something different for me. I never made a shaker card like this before. And here are some close-ups for you. How gorgeous does this look? I really hope you like this one as much as I do. And if you did like this tutorial, please do not forget to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to make sure you get notified of any upcoming videos. Also, do not forget to head over to Monika's and Mel's channels and check out their amazing videos as well. I will be back very soon with another tutorial. I hope to see you there. Until then, bye!